Hi, this is Merlin. Today I'm just gonna talk about what I learned today. Um, so, as I said yesterday, I am implementing our own web application, which is Roundtrix, which is so the explaining. Sorry, the description of our website is it's just the code chatbot with the for the education, and it has online IDE, and that's called the Roundtrix service. Um, but we just we just started this kind of making website, and I'm implementing authentication system. And this authentication system is basically uh, was kind of hard because I don't want to treat this kind of like software as just a product. This is not a product. This could be some kind of big service. If it's just product, I can just like write some stupid code on it. But if and I, and also I can just use the um, simple way to make some kind of authentication system. It's the most simple and easiest way is um, using a using a global state of it. If you receive access token of it, I'm just gonna give you an example of it. So so if you just there's another way. First way is putting the local storage, and this is really easy, but there could be some kind of security issue of it. But next is uh, storing this access token as a state. So which means that it's gonna be so so this cookie we're just gonna store in the state. So that could be kind of good, but another problem is if you're trying to store some kind of access token on the state, that can be that might be some kind of like making you to write boilerplate. So you have to care about some kind of like those kind of like fetching process, those kind of something. And the my process is um, using a worker thread to fetch the access token of it, but store access token in the worker thread in memory, the variable. So when it receives access token, it sends back to the main thread, and when the main thread receives the access token from the worker thread, we don't really store this access token as a state. We just check if it is very is the value is null or not, and the state of is authenticated or is not authenticated is going to store as a global state, which is I use the jotai of it. So if you look at the code here, like the worker, some worker here. So this worker is just basically I'm it just basically um, fetching tokens. That's very simple. But and also this use authentication hook is it's it starts worker thread uh, in use layout f hook, and you sends sends request that I want to get the token of it, and you wanna and after that you listen some kind of message on the worker. If it is succeed, if it is failed, set has tokens into true or set has token into false. If it's true, of course the protect route is gonna be open, but if it is false, the page is gonna be redirect to the login page. And but the API client set tokens means that essentially this is kind of really kind of like abstract version of the API calls. I use Kai for the making. I use Kai for the um, declaring the um, for the API calls. So if there after the instance, after initiating the instance of it, I make some public method to make the Kai instance receive the access token over here. So if this access token is, if there's something values on it rather than null, you put headers on it. So you put headers on it here also after response. Yeah, and that's really kind of process. And use alt is gonna set the API client. And API client, it just still works as a global variable. And also, if you look at the provider here, auth provider is just gonna use the layer effect on here, but the protection provider is, it's just the using your the atoms that you declared like as the global state, and you get the is authenticated the value of it, and you check it is really false or not. If it is false, you redirect to login, and if it's not, you just send to the child. And let me give you an example of it. If you put curriculum page, that's curriculum page. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh yeah, the reason why it redirects to login is because it's not authenticated. But also the problem is you can still see the curriculum page. That's a really bad thing. So my really next step is putting some kind of skeleton on here, or just use just put the UI design that shows the loader in this page. For example, if you try to go to curriculum page, and if it is still showing it even though this authenticated value is false, I'm just gonna have to put the loader button on here, loader like UI on here. Yes. And of course I already implement the responsive design, and that's really great. So have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.